What's up? I'm Tim.
I'm Colin, and we are the host of Shifts Happens.
Today we're going to go over Colin's build.
So, here is what we have. Well, I sound like an idiot, but, just to continue keeping things going, this is my 1990 454 SS. The truck is, reasonable on the outside. You get the nice patina and paint peel and all that. But that's kind of what I was going for. I really don't want this truck to appear like too much on the outside. But on the inside, that's where everything matters. Now, I'm your typical 1990. Sorry, the lights aren't on because the battery's disconnected due to winter.
Got that beautiful red interior.
Feels like grandma's couch in there.
Can you tell us about that good old transmission there?
So what we have here is a FTI Stage 4 Plus transmission, billet input shaft, billet output shaft. It is a base of a Turbo 400, but there's not much left of the original Turbo 400 in it. The only thing that they shared similarity-wise is 3 speeds. Here, there, and gone. Frankly, this thing is pretty phenomenal, and we're gonna save the engine for last. But I mean, as you can see, we have a few beauty marks from yours truly.
That's pretty standard.
We have, for the rear end, it is a Chevy 12-inch or Chevy 12-bolt. Sorry, my bad. Paired with cold-rolled steel axles and a Eaton True Track rear end.
Nice.
And the thing that makes it go are these beautiful Pro Comp tires that are, if I'm not mistaken, 15 by 12 and a half. So they are really nice, and they are paired with an okay wheel setup. They are Jags drag racing spec wheels, but they're polished aluminum. I wanted to go with something that was going to make everything just pop enough. But, she still looks the way she does for a reason. Now we're going to get to the fun part, which is where everything that I truly know and love lies. Oh, also forgot to mention, one thing I forgot to mention about the rear end is it is a rear trailing arm setup with shocks, whole nine. And I did something a little different revolving around this build. I did an airbag assist. Frankly, for launching purposes, this truck is built for the 8th mile. And I just kind of used a little bit of everybody's information when it came to building this truck. Where I strayed away from the typical status quo is underneath.
If you can open it.
If I can open it. It is not fully connected right now.
All right, yeah, just take that bitch off. That's a great spot for it.
Yeah, it don't matter.
What we got under here?
So truck sat outside for a little bit before I pulled her in. It's a little dirty. But the basis for this build is a 1972 Chevelle SS 402. It is the high performance motor. It's the easiest way I can explain this engine is it's a 396 with a little bit more to it. Now, we're going to start from top to bottom. Right up top here, we have a Holley sniper system. She is paired to a Aeromotive A1000 fuel pump. Gives me all the power I need. Currently, we are sitting at 100% injector duty cycle at the top end, which is not exactly good, but it gets the job done. Underneath was a port injection single plane intake manifold from Holley. It was a spur of the moment purchase because it fit the bill for this build. Unfortunately, I didn't want the port injection, but Holley sent it to me anyways, and I couldn't return it. So I made do with what I could. Underneath, though, going to our rotating assembly. So up top for the rockers and valves, we have crane 1.7 to 1 rocker arm ratio. Rockers, fully adjustable, have a rocker girdle on them. If you are drag racing and you are planning on accidentally overspinning your engine, rocker girdles are 100% necessary for any build. Excuse me. For the valves, we have titanium valves, titanium intakes with steel, hardened steel tips on the end of them, so the rocker arm doesn't, destroy the back end of the titanium or mushroom it out. Spend the money on good valves. They are 100% worth it. Exhaust valves are 304 stainless steel. They are heat treated. They're absolutely amazing. I may have kissed one time or two, but it doesn't really hurt anything. Going down, we have the stock 402 heads, but there's a lot of machining done to them. So the heads are currently port matched to the intake manifold. So what we're looking at is a 325cc intake runner for everything. The heads were 275 stock, but they are dimpled, polished, and port matched to the intake manifold. So they may not flow a lot, but they flow better than what they should. No ARP head studs. Didn't want to go that route because, maintaining this thing with the brake booster, it's a pain to get heads off. So left them with stock head bolts, stock style head bolts. They are ARP head bolts. Now, going down a little bit further, we have our Hooker exhaust headers. They are a 2 1/4 in long tube headers going into a 4-inch collector, and it's a 4-inch exhaust pipe to an X and then out and down. It's decent for what it is, but every Chevy guy in the world, especially all of the truck guys, will know for a doubt why this one has a massive dent in it. And we could all see why. What is it with exhaust header companies not being able to produce a header that is designed to go around your steering shaft? Nobody can do it, and it pisses me off to the utmost degree. Why can somebody not figure out their way from that? Regardless, thanks to Motor Trend, they show that dents of that caliber don't exactly affect too much when it comes to things. But I still hate denting $1,000+ headers.
That sounds about right.
But going down even lower, what we have is a Howard's forged crank. It's really nice for the money. You can't really fight it. It's good. It's worth the time and energy if you're on a budget. I didn't really think about a budget, but for the time and purposes of what I was doing, it was worth it. Then we have Manley H-beam rods going to Wiseco pistons with a 63 cc dome on the pistons. So with all the math on the said engine, we are looking at roughly 11.5 to 1 compression ratio. So yes, this still does run on pump gas. I try not to touch 87, but it will run on 90, 91, and 93. Unfortunately, I'm never going to go ethanol on this because I'm already at 100% in injector duty cycle.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to handle that.
Going out front, we have just your basic water pump, basic power steering pump, but it has a billet system, billet specialties beauty kit just to make everything look a little better. And then we go to I can't remember the brand. Oh, it's a Champion. It's a Champion triple radiator with two 14-inch Manly fans, or Mahle fans. But yeah, this thing, I haven't had it on the dyno yet, but based on the fact that I'm using 100% of my injectors at 13 to 1 AFRs, I'm looking at roughly 650 to 700 horsepower at the crank, obviously. But with a 12% reduction in horsepower to the rear wheels based on the drivetrain loss, we are looking at roughly 570, 580 to the wheels, if my math is right. But yeah, right now, as it sits, this truck weighs 4,080 pounds by itself. With me in it, it's about 4,200 pounds. But yeah, she is my baby. I have spent 3 years building it, getting it up to this point, as I just casually cover the mic. But it is just a smooth driving truck. It is phenomenal for what it is. And I plan on just, driving this thing. And when that 402 finally, gives up because it's tired, as I said in the podcast previously, Viper. I'm going to put a Viper engine in this. And with 3D CAD modeling software, 3D scanner, and a few other things here and there, I figured out that a Viper engine will fit in this engine bay with no serious modification.
Yeah, pretty much anything should fit in this bay.
Yeah, but you gotta think. You got 2 more pistons and about 6 inches more of engine.
Yeah.
I don't have to touch the firewall. I can still use the stock engine mounting location. And all I would really need to do is just modify the core support to fit the radiator underneath the core support. And that way, everything will fit properly. Also, if you are a GM guy who is planning on building an OBS and you want to go with an aftermarket radiator setup to fit the needs of your build, most radiator companies do not produce the same size as factory. What I found out works surprisingly well is if you're keen-eyed, you'd notice that these radiator mounts are flipped. This is supposed to be the passenger side, and that's the driver's side. But if you flip them, they go into the other mounting location for the plastic beauty guard, and it fits perfectly. And you could fit your Champion 3-core radiator in it, which, if this wasn't in this truck, this thing would overheat rather quickly. But to end it all off, this thing spins up to... It can spin up to $7,000. Right now I have it locked out at 6,800 just because I've already touched a valve and I don't want to do it again. And 7,000 is where I start touching things.
Now the real question is, can we hear it right now?
It is about 22 degrees out, and I'm pretty sure that oil
It is pretty cold. But will it start? Do you want it to start for the video?
We're going to be here for a minute to get this baby to kick over because she's on 20W50.
Could always pause the video. All right. We'll be right back.
So, looking at everything over, we are, oil temp is 40 degrees. Now, if this thing starts, it's going to be a miracle. So, pray I don't spin a bearing.
Start right up.
Holy shit! I guess I can build an engine. And never mind. That was too
It's
quick.
cold, man.
And yeah, frankly, I'm scared. I'm gonna play this smart and not try and screw with it anymore.
Well, they got a taste of what it sounds like.
She is cold.
You got a hood up there.
Oh no. Well, it's fiberglass. It's fine. It's fine. But
That smells.
Ooh.
That smells great. It smells fantastic
Ooh.
in this garage right now.
yeah, we're casually probably going to, get very lifted with the the race gas that this thing's running off of.
All right, damn. Yep, that's potent.
I think I'm running. I think I might be running 103 right now with the fuel mixture I got. It smells great. Unfortunately, it does smell old, so I might have to pump this fuel cell out. Oh, I did forget to mention this truck is currently running with a 15-gallon fuel cell. So, but to end everything off, I think we have a very plentiful long road ahead of us, and yeah. So again, I am Colin. I am the one of the 3 co-hosts on our channel, and yeah, this is my build, and hopefully in the near future we can get Blake's build and Tim's build, as long as everything goes well.
We'll get mine on there. And all the damage that has been done to it.
That Swiss cheese motor we all know and love. So yes, we're going to end this off. This is Shift Happens. So enjoy your day and try not to blow yourself up.
Have a good one.